Hey everybody, it's me, Jenny here. Welcome to a brand new episode of Diamond Kiss XO. So today I wanted to talk about myself. Well, more in particular, 30 things that you didn't know about me. So over the past, I want to say year, I have grown quite a few subscribers and I have had a few people ask me, I want to get to know you. I figured like when I would film my content, in terms of unboxing and whatnot, that they would get to know me, but it feels like it's just not enough. So I thought I would film a whip and chat with 30 things you don't know about me. So, before I get started, I do want to say that I am working on a Diamond Art Complete piece. I don't know if you can figure that out, but I am working on a Diamond Art Cup piece, and it is called Solar System. If you guys don't know, now you know. My son absolutely is solar system crazy, loves everything about the solar system, and has been bugging me to finish this piece. I was working on it during the winter when I had ordered it, and then the summer hit, and I just really never touched it ever again. So I figured with fall coming up and school starting, I would start working on it again. And also, you know, my son, I don't have to hear it from my son of, Mommy, when are you going to finish it? I want to see it. When are you going to finish it? So I figured I would work on it right now. So let's get started with 30 things you don't know about me. And by the way, I am using the stock pen because I have no freaking clue where my resin pen is, and I need to start filming because my camera is about to run out of battery, and well, this just came out. Well, God. Talk about being unprepared for filming. First thing that you guys should know about me is that I am 40 years old. Well, we'll say 40 years young. Yep, I am 40, and, really just getting younger from there. The second thing, if you guys just heard that, that was my AC turning off, or sorry, turning on. So please excuse the noise in the background. I discovered diamond painting when I was pregnant. So once upon a time, I got really, really big when I was carrying my son, and I was looking for something to do because I had taken early mat leave, and see, this is why I need to find my resin pen. If you guys think I'm a hot mess, it's probably because I am. Yes, so back to what I was saying is that I discovered it when I was pregnant. I was really, really big. I had taken early mat leave just because I was working in a very toxic work environment at the hair salon. And I just needed to find something to do until he came out, and I discovered diamond painting. My first diamond painting was from Michael's. It was a diamond dots diamond painting. Not gonna lie, I finished it. Loved diamond painting, clearly, because I have a channel on it. However, I did not like the piece. Truth be told, I don't even own the first piece that I did because I really just didn't like the image, but I just got whatever was available at that time, which was like red poppies in a vase, I believe. It was a long time ago. I want to say about 5 years ago. Third thing is that I have been a hairstylist for 20 years. I've been doing hair for 20 years. Seems like a lifetime. How I started hairstyling, now this is a really funny story, is that when I was a kid, my sister owned Rock and Roll Barbie. And Rock and Roll Barbie's hair, for those of you who are close to my age or a little bit older, Rock and Roll Barbie had hair down to her ankles. When my sister was in school and I was at home because I was not old enough to go to school at that time, I thought Rock and Roll Barbie just needed a trim. So I took the scissors when my mom wasn't looking and I decided to give Rock and Roll Barbie a trim. The problem was that Rock and Roll Barbie's hair, after I had given her a trim, was very crooked. So I kept taking her hair a little bit higher, trying to fix the mistake I made, and then by the end of it, Rock and Roll Barbie's hair was all the way up to her chin. I put the Barbie on my sister's bed because really there was no more hair to cut off after that, and I had also had given up. And my sister came home, saw the Barbie, told my mom. Thank God I didn't get in trouble because I am the youngest in the family. And my mom just said, "Give it to Jenny. It's Jenny's. We'll get you another Barbie." And so that's what happened. Barbie needed a trim, and I want to say 20 years after that, I became a hairstylist. My favorite show of all time is Breaking Bad. Totally love that show. And I enjoy movies where it takes I like these criminal movies where it takes a whole year to plan a really big heist, but nobody gets hurt. I don't like it when people get hurt. I mean, I don't mind it, but I just don't like to see people get hurt. But I like the intelligence of having to plan a heist and, you know, going through point A to point B to point C and just no one gets hurt. So I like things like Ocean's 11 or The Italian Job because it just makes me want to become a criminal, but let's get real here. I don't have the balls to become one. The next thing you don't know about me, and I believe this is point number 7, I do have some notes over here, is that my husband and we met at a nightclub nearly almost, I want to say 15 years ago. We met at a nightclub. No, we didn't start dating at that time. We just became really good friends. He gave me his number. I called him up. We went out a few times, but we figured we were better off as friends. And then, we dated other people in between. And then I don't know what happened. I guess 10 years after that, we realized that maybe we could be more than just friends. And now we are married for 5 years. I am on this whole self care journey. So, when I gave birth to my son, I pretty much lost who I was. I became Kyler's mom, not Jenny. And I believe a lot of mothers can relate to this. I didn't know who I was, and then COVID happened, and gosh, nobody had any sense of identity because really, what identity did you need? You really just had to stay inside and wear a mask half the time. So now that my son's in daycare, I have decided to take care of myself a little bit more. And, this is how my journey of changing my makeup channel to a diamond painting channel, because that is also part of my journey of, just trying to get to know myself, the new me as a mom a little bit better. And other thing that I decided to do was to start going to the gym. I did put on a few pounds since COVID started, and I am diligently working very hard to try to get it off. But because I am older, it is taking a little while longer to shed a few pounds. But that's okay because I know everything comes in moderation. I am the youngest out of 3 kids. Me, my brother, and my sister are all 2 years apart. So my mom had quite a family. She, very, very busy person. But anyone that has more children than parents in the household knows how busy it can get. My favorite food of all time is actually a Korean dish, and it's just called cold noodles. So yeah, it is exactly what it is. It's noodles in a soup, but it's not served hot. It's actually served cold. I love it. I can have mounds and mounds of it in one sitting. I have done it. I have eaten mounds and mounds of it in one sitting, and it's just delicious. The 11th thing that you don't know about me is that I like adrenaline junkie activities. Well, I guess this is before my son came along, but I have actually been skydiving twice. I'm not in any part of Facebook groups, or I don't partake in any diamond painting events. Um, I feel like not all of them, but I feel like some of them is drama ridden, which is why I don't really attend any of these events. I would like to, but every time I'm about to attend an event, usually something comes up. And then after, usually when the event is done, I hear stories about, well, this happened, that happened, and blah, blah, blah. So now I just don't really attend any events just to avoid any potential drama. Because let's get real here, I don't have time to deal with drama. The next thing you guys don't know about me is that I have a few flaws. Let's get real here. We all have flaws. My biggest flaw, though, is not asking for help. My husband is on me all the time about asking for help, you know, saying, "You take on too much. I can help you." And I usually say, "No, don't help me." But I feel like as part of my whole self care journey, I have to start asking for help. The 14th thing that you don't know about me is by choice. By choice, you guys, I am only having the one child. If anyone had told me that being a mom was going to be this difficult, it's not that I wouldn't have had the first child, but I probably would have done things differently knowing that it was this difficult. And also, if you had told me that I was going to have a child during something called what you call a pandemic, I probably would have waited to have kids because being in lockdown with a baby was more than difficult. The next thing that you don't know about me is that I live far away from the city. I live so far away from the city. The winters here are very long. So I live in Canada, and the winters here are so long that when we actually get snowed in, we get snowed in for like 3 straight days. So when I first moved here, I moved here at the end of September into my house. And what happened was, oh, this keeps coming apart on me. I don't know what I'm doing here, whether single placing or multi placing, because I'm also trying to talk at the same time. So please forgive me if I look a little flustered. Back to what I was saying was that I had a neighbor who introduced himself, and he said, "Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm just letting you know that the winters here are very long and we get snowed in quite a bit, and make sure that your fridge during the winter is always full and your freezer is always full because you will be snowed in for a few days." Well, lo and behold, our first winter here, we got snowed in a few times, and I did take his advice, so we were okay. Our My fridge was full, my freezer was full, but after the winter had ended, the first thing I said to my husband was, it was a little bit stressful being snowed in for a very long time because that usually doesn't happen. So, the first thing we're going to do is that are going to invest in a chest freezer. So, now if we get snowed in for days, I'm okay. I just pull things out of the freezer and I can cook from there. The next thing that you don't know about me is that I love winter sports. I love winter sports. I love skiing. If I could, I would also learn how to snowboard. But sadly, I just don't have the time to learn it. So I love to ski, and one day I would love to teach my son Kyler how to ski as well. Ender tried to ski, who is my husband. He said it's not for him. So hopefully it'll be Kyler's thing. Also, talking about the winter, I am a huge Winter Olympics fan. Love it. My sport, and I don't care what time it comes on, you know, Canadian time. If it's in the middle of the night, I don't care. I have to watch snowboard cross. I love it. There's something about like racing against three other people that just keeps me on the edge of my seat, and I will wake up at whatever time just to watch that sport or to watch any sport that a Canadian I know will medal in. The next thing that you guys don't know about me, and I believe this is point 18, is that, oh, look at this. I got drills on my canvas trying to pour it into this container. Oh gosh. Where are the tweezers? They're somewhere here, but let's just do it this way. I have a dream one day to travel to Africa. I don't know why. I just have this thing about Africa ever since I was born. Like it just always resonated with me, in particular, Egypt. Always wanted to travel to Egypt. Speaking of Africa, well, it's not really in Africa, but it's close to it. I almost took a job in Qatar. Yes, Qatar as a hairstylist. I had the travel bug for a while and I just got tired of doing the same old thing. This is when I was single, and I just wanted a change. And so I applied to get a job pretty much across the world because that's where Qatar is. And I got accepted to be a manager at one of the salons there, but I chose not to take it because, well, it was a 4-year contract and I didn't know if I could be away from home for that long. I could do a year, I could even do 2, but at that time, I didn't know if I could do 4. So I kindly turned them down. The 20th thing that you don't know about me is that I am of Filipino descent. Both my parents are Filipino. The next thing is that my husband is Turkish. He is European descent and he speaks better Turkish than I do Tagalog, which is the Filipino language of the Philippines. And despite the fact that, yes, I am a female, and there's this whole stereotype of shopping, I, in fact, do not and never have enjoyed clothes shopping. I just find that it takes up too much of my time. I'll go clothes shopping if I have to, but I probably can max out to about an hour in the mall, and then I have to move on. And yeah. My husband, however, can shop for days. Not my thing. Not gonna lie, online shopping was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. My favorite sound in the whole wide world is the sound of birds chirping. So when the springtime comes and you can hear the birds chirping when you go outside first thing in the morning, I love that sound. There's something so zen about it, and I don't know, I just love it. Number 24. I know how to play the piano. I have been playing the piano for 10 years, and yes, I am certified to teach piano. Will I ever teach piano? No, I will not. I actually don't own a piano. When I moved into this house, I had to give my piano to my brother. It was a baby grand piano, and sadly, my house just is not big enough to support a piano that size. And so I had to give it to my brother, and it's his now. Even though, fun fact, he quit piano, I want to say like a few weeks in. But I know how to play the piano, and I am trained in classical music. My favorite comedy is Everybody Loves Raymond. Tell me what your favorite comedy is, because I'm trying to find a light-hearted show, and I must have watched Everybody Loves Raymond about a million times, so I think it's time to try something new. And I also like Everybody Loves Raymond because now that I'm married with a child, I feel like I can totally understand where Deborah is coming from. My favorite ultimate dessert is chocolate croissants. There's something about the ooey gooey chocolate inside a buttery croissant that is so delectable, and I can eat about a million of those in one sitting. Fun fact, Costco used to sell them. Actually, no, they still sell them. They sell like 40 in one pack, and I have eaten 20 of them in one sitting because that's how much I love them. But of course, I was younger. Now, if I did that, I would probably have some serious health issues, so I don't do that now. In fact, I haven't had a chocolate croissant in about a year since I started my self care journey. The next thing that you don't know about me is that my second favorite craft is paint by numbers. So I love diamond painting. That will always be my craft of choice, but sometimes there's burnout, especially having this diamond painting channel. So when I need to take a break, I do some paint by numbers. I own a ton of paint by numbers, probably just as much diamond paintings I own. And I work on it here and there, but because I'm primarily a diamond painting channel, I usually just diamond paint most of the time. The 28th thing that you don't know about me. Now, please do not judge me. Some people find this amazing and some people find this gross. I find it so satisfying. I love watching pimple popping videos. My husband thinks I'm crazy. However, I don't think I'm crazy. There's something satisfying about watching ooze come out of people's skin. And yes, I enjoy popping my own pimples. The 29th thing that you don't know about me is that I believe jello and cabbage are the grossest things on this planet. I do not like the texture of jello and jam, and I really dislike cabbage. I will eat crickets before I will eat jello and cabbage. Just not for me. I think it should be extinct. I think it should never exist. Although I know jello and cabbage have their benefits, it's really just not for me. My mom always says to me, she's like, what if you have to go to the hospital and they feed you jello? What are you going to do? Well, I mean, of course I'm going to eat it. Doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? My mom used to be a nurse, so there's a lot of jello served at the hospital, according to my mother. And the very last thing that you guys don't know about me, and I'm going to say even my own parents don't know about me. However, if they are watching this video, they are going to finally know. So, about 13 years ago, my mom and my dad went on vacation. It was like one of those all inclusive resorts. My mom let me borrow her car. I was in the grocery store parking lot, and I crashed her car. Yeah, I crashed her car. Long story short, I got it fixed. Thank God she was on vacation for like 10 days. So I got it fixed. I had it back in our driveway before she came home. So, mom and dad, if you were listening, yeah, I crashed your car, the car that you are currently driving, but don't worry, everything's good, it's fine, and I'm really sorry. Anyways, that concludes the 30 things that you don't know about me. Let me know what I need to know about you. Other than that, I will end the video right here. So thanks for watching. Keep on painting. Bye.